Bow, bow. Welcome to a special Coco Sports podcast. We'll be trying to do these every week. We don't know if we will do it every week, but we'll check in from time to time. We'll number them. This is the first week. This is for our fantasy wrestling league. And this is for a special demographic of our audience that plays fantasy wrestling. So this is not for the masses. If you clicked on this by accident and you're not part of the fantasy league, we will be having an expansion team, so we'll have a lottery, maybe one lucky guy. If you are interested in joining, it's just ran just like fantasy football, and all those other fantasy sports, only with pro wrestling. So if you want an expansion team, say I want an expansion team. And if you're like, what the hell did I click on? Where did I find this on my adventures on YouTube? Just go click on our channel and go watch our last shows. Those are made for the masses. But this is for like a special group of the internet infantry. And like I said, we'll try to do it weekly, but no promises. This is our fantasy wrestling game recap. Like, we're growing here. We're gonna try to do this. I have the I guess what we'd call you, the dungeon master, the scorekeeper. The chosen one, Jeff Jarrett. We have Forsaken, who keeps track of all the points, all the scores, and this year we're trying to do a bunch of new things. I know you guys have tons of ideas, and we'll try to put them in the league slowly. And in 2016, we're going to put a bunch of stuff in. So if you have ideas, put them down in the comments of what you have. Forsaken, welcome to Kocosports Fantasy Wrestling Game Recap Center. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. We're probably going to get sued for that. First off, before we get into the news, I guess standings. Standings are the big thing. So you want to knock the standings out of the way. You can also see this on Kocosports.net. There is a link in the doobly-doo. And if you just like, I don't want to hear you guys talk. I just want to see how my beloved Fighting Kangaroos did. I understand. So Forsaken, talk about the standings. What's going down in the hood?
All right. Thank you, Dave. Let's see.
Do you like the title of Dungeon Master? Could that officially be your title?
Oh, I guess so.
Like, not really, but I'm going to go with it. Dungeon Master, tell us how the standings went.
I think it rolls with Forsaken. Let's see. Well, Stairway, congrats to you, man, for the first week. I mean, from NXT, SmackDown, and Raw, you went from just down there in the bottom to, like, jumped up ahead in the first match of Raw, winning the Intercontinental title and the Coco Sports Internet title for 10 points right off the bat. And so he got a total of 11 points for the week.
And the funny thing about this is the guy that he was bitching about and complaining about and be like, you screwed me, was our MVP of the week. Wade Barrett is the first Coco Sports Internet title champion. That's a title we keep track of on the blog, and it does count for fantasy wrestling. And people say this show gets nerdy. Never. And he wanted Wade Barrett as a keeper, so he was an expansion team last year, so we gave him as the first pick. And he was all types pissed off. I bet you he's singing a different tune now, as he's in first place with 11 points. And the funny thing is, we were talking off air. We're like, "Oh man, can you believe Wade Barrett won the internet title?" And we're like, "Yeah, he got him 11 points." I'm like, "How did he get him 11 points?" And he goes, "Oh, because it was also for the Intercontinental title." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about the real title." I was so pumped up over him winning the internet title. And second place, the Dungeon Master.
Yeah, Dragonfly. We got 4 for our team, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you're always there, dude. Do you feel like, oh shit, second place all over again? Are you having flashbacks of the 2014 season?
Actually, not really. I didn't actually take my lead until the Royal Rumble. So up until the Royal Rumble, I'm okay. The fact that I'm actually in second place says a lot about this team compared to maybe the last year's team, but I'm rolling with it. I'm enjoying it.
All right, so, third place?
Third place, all along the Watchtower. You've got 3 for the week.
All right, just read them in order so we can go a little bit faster.
Okay, Mission of the King. We have actually a big tie for this one. We got Mission of the King, Player Dies.
Who had the first overall pick of the whole draft thanks to his NXT Summer League win.
That's right. Bond Ragers, Unleashed, Jobbers. I'm still having trouble pronouncing that right. Um, Wicked's Retaliation, Boom Boom Screaming Antelopes. I
Yeah, this
Japan.
is bullshit. This is the part I call bullshit on, is that the Screaming Antelopes is ahead of the Fighting Kangaroos.
Uh,
That's just wrong on so many levels.
there you go. I mean, they're all tied for with 2 points, all around 2 points each. So
So, and of course, as the season goes along, the gap of all these guys bunched together with 2 and 1 points will spread out.
yeah, it's going to get hairy. I think we're in for a bigger points and just totally different season than last year. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
And then everyone with 1 point is
we got iJapan's Muda Bears. Please don't own me, brah. And yours,
the
the
2014 trophy-winning champions, Fighting
Kocosports.
Kangaroos. By the way, is it just me? Can I put on a little conspiracy cap here? I talked about this a little bit on my Raw recap, but we're going to get extra nerdy here.
All right.
Does it not feel like Triple H watches this show and ruins the Kangaroo season?
He came out there with a purpose. Jeez. In the
I
first week.
honestly do, because think about it. You have our team captain, the only guy I think who stayed. I think he's the only guy that stayed. We have Dolph Ziggler. All right, so we have Dolph Ziggler, our team captain. It looks like he won the title. I am like, holy shit, I'm going to get 6 points. I'm like, wait till everyone just bitches about this. You know, I'd probably be in first place.
Yeah.
And then Kane comes out and goes, yeah, no, we're going to fuck over the Kangaroos. And then at the very end, I'm stuck with Ryback because I'm a points whore, and Ryback and Ziggler are fired. I'm like, these motherfuckers won. I don't think – I always had this illusion that Triple H and the WWE hated pro wrestling fans or hated me. I had that disillusion. The disillusion in 2015 is growing even bigger. I honestly think Triple H just hates the Fighting Kangaroos.
Man, they already gotten out for you already. And it's the first Raw of 2015.
I know. I mean, kayfabe-wise, they're fired, so you know that's a couple of weeks off. Well, you never know at WWE. They all might have matches next week. But most likely, if it was a good story, they would be off television, so I might be in fucking last place come Royal Rumble.
Well, hopefully your guys can get some eliminations if they come back for the Rumble.
And then we have 3 with the goose eggs. One of them is a host. We're not going to rub it in Rob's face. I mean, it would be unclassy to do that. It would be unclassy for me to come on here and be like, fuck you, Rob, you fucking turkey maniac fucking fool. You got 0 points after week 1. It would be unclassy for me to say that. So I'm just going to think it very loudly. So who else has the big 0?
Forgot Team Heel ATP and the local competitors. They're also tied up there with you guys for 1 point. But yeah, 0 points is Rob's Turkey's Maniacs, the Brutal Brits, and Banana.
It feels weird saying that.
It does.
And Andy Paps is one of the few people watching this live. Maybe might be the only few people that watch these, but you know we're gonna have it from updated. But Andy Paps says you're welcome, Kane, and that's another thing. Andy Paps was like, "Fuck Kane. Kane is the biggest piece of shit ever." Everyone that there was a big controversy over, except Rey Mysterio and the Turkey Maniacs, he still has scored 0 points. But the big controversy was Andy Paps' team getting Kane and Wade Barrett being drafted when he was drafted in the Keeper League. And both those controversial people, besides Rey Mysterio, all the controversy in the draft has paid off. And who knows? I would, if I was Andy Paps, I'm speaking of Andy Paps now, I'm putting on my Mel Kiper hat, I would keep Kane till after the Royal Rumble.
Definitely.
I think you have to. Well, you have to. But anyway, because Kane usually gets a lot of eliminations, so that's a huge point getter right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I would stick with Kane, and maybe come February when we trade out and stuff, you might want to go ahead and see who's got what and see who would take Kane.
All right, and in a couple hours, TNA will be back. We're back, baby. TNA will be back. And in February, we will crunch out the dates. Maybe we'll have that at number 2. But we'll have the TNA draft. We'll announce the expansion team, and then there'll be a free agents. Do we know what the date is of the free agents period? The first one, anyway?
I believe it's the late in February, like, because I know February is a shorter month, and I think it's like the third week in February.
So how about number 2? The number 2 show. We will put dates to everything. But right now it's penciled in at February. We will be given free agents, so you could drop and cut people. That will also be trade time, and it will also be TNA time. And then if you want an expansion team, write in this one or the draft or on the blog, Kocosports.net, link in a doobly-doo. Say, I want an expansion team. We will have a lottery, and we will pick out the expansion team. You want to say next week? We'll pick out the expansion team. It will be official.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, the expansion team, you'll be a couple weeks behind, but, come on, you're an expansion team. The Carolina Panthers didn't just work their way up to the Super Bowl. They weren't given the Super Bowl. They had to earn it. I don't think the Carolina Panthers ever won the Super Bowl. But let's say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers were an expansion team. The Tampa Bay Rays, Tampa Bay Lightning. Dude, I'm an expansion city back home. I live in Tokyo now, but back home in Tampa, old sunny Tampa, they're just the fucking expansion city of the world. So we'll have one more team, so it'll be an even 18. You'll have a disadvantage, but hey, all expansion teams have disadvantages. But the good thing is you'll get free agent pool first. So you were about to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, look at Stairway. If you look at where his standings were in 2014, he was an expansion team last year, and he shot way up towards the end of the year.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's see where his standings were. Last year's expansion team, which is in first place right now, so you went from expansion team to first place in week 1, was the Golden Turtles, and he got 74 points. So he was right in the middle of the pack. So the expansion team did pretty damn good. So, so you'll have a chance being an expansion team. Just write in the comments on this one, on the original draft video, or on the blog. And maybe if you write on, I want an expansion team, all 3, we'll put in 3 tickets. And then we will mention who gets the expansion team next week, or next number 2. I don't know if we're going to do this weekly, but number 2, we'll say who gets the expansion team. And then we will also say when the free agent period and TNA draft is, because the 5th round will be the TNA draft. And after the TNA draft happens, because it will be 1 round of TNA, after that, TNA and WWE, all the rest of the TNA and WWE guys that haven't been drafted will be in the free agent pool. So it should be interesting. And for the expansion team, you'll get to pick 4 guys from the WWE roster, but one of them has to be a female competitor. They could all be female competitors. Our number 1 draft pick this year, Player Dies team, he won the NXT Summer League with 3 females.
That's right.
And he said, Andy Papp said, I'm going to be wheeling and dealing. All right. And when it comes to free agency, my number 1 draft pick, he is a point getter, but I kind of am not a fan of him. And, he's giving a little sass to the team captain. So I am willing to put Ryback on the trading block. Ryback and possibly my woman. Who did I have on the women's side? It's young Lita from NXT. I'm pretty sure that's not her birth name.
Oh, I think you had Becky Lynch.
Yeah. So I have Becky Lynch. So I could do a Ryback Becky Lynch combo deal for a good female and good male wrestler. So that's what the Kocosports Fighting Kangaroo, the 2014 champion Kocosports Fighting Kangaroos, are willing to do for you. But I'm going to try to win the trophy a second time. So don't think I'm just going to fucking hand my fucking point getter away. Is there anyone on your team that you're not a fan of, but you're like, that bitch better get points?
Well, I want to say at least my female, and because I know Rosa Mendez is not going to get me any points whatsoever. When was the last time she even had a match, or at least a win? So definitely.
Do you think next year we should get rid of the 1 female rule, just because there's so many teams now?
I would say it depends on the team size, really.
Yeah. So we will have to, because we had a lot of suggestions The problem is the season's already started. You know, we're set in our ways. We're stubborn. We're like Major League Baseball. So we'll try to do some changes for 2016. But there's been a lot of changes for 2014. 2014, it was, here's your team. Good luck. They were just on their own. You couldn't trade. You couldn't do nothing once it was drafted. This year, at least you could have some type of strategy. And that would really help, some teams.
Yeah, we're going to give them a little bit more freedom. I mean, that's a little bit what this year's about, give them freedom.
And Andy Paps is making an offer. All right. Now, granted, it's not free agency here, but I put out, I'm willing to trade my female competitor, Becky Lynch, and Ryback, my #1 draft pick, for a decent combo. And Andy Paps says, how does Kofi Kingston and Summer Rae sound? It sounds like you better fucking put a better package together than that.
Well, I tell you what, I'll take him up on that offer for sure.
Yeah, because there's no way Kofi Kingston's going to get as many points as Ryback. And Summer Rae will probably get a little more points than Becky Lynch, but you got to remember, they're pushing Becky Lynch to probably be the next NXT girl once the other girls step away. So Becky Lynch is one of those, if the timing is right, she might get a lot of points towards the end of the year.
That's true.
All right, so there you go. Overall, I'll just read the standings one more time. You can go down there. You got the Golden Turtles, Mr. Controversy himself, Mr. I can't believe we got Wade Barrett. Wade Barrett gets you 11 goddamn points. The last year's expansion team, so gives this year's expansion teams hope, the Golden Turtles. You have the Dungeon Masters, Dragonfly at 4, then all along the Watchtower 3, and then you got an army of people with 2 points, Mr. the King, Player Dies, the Dies Kingdom, #1 draft pick overall, Unleashed Jobbers, Wicket's Retaliation, and those goddamn Screaming Antelopes. They're my arch rivals. And I can't wait for my damn care package, Boom Boom. The two hosts have a deal, is that I have the Kocosports Fighting Kangaroos, and Boom Boom, who hosted Wrestle AM yesterday with me and hosts a lot of the shows, the probably #1 co-host. Well, maybe #1 host, but I host more shows than him, so fuck off. The #1 co-host. We also have a side bet of which co-host will get the prize package. Since I beat him, he owes me a gift package. And now, as of early 1 week into it, it looks like I might have to give him that gift package right back. What if I send him the same exact gift package? But by the time Boom Boom does send his gift package, the season will probably be over anyway. So I'll just say return to sender. 2 guys have 1 point, Team Heel ATP, and I think he got his point with Kane, right?
Yeah, I think Kane got a win on Raw with Seth Rollins,
Yeah, and the local competitors got 1 point. That really burns my ass, the local competitor's name. And then Rob, another co-host who doesn't take his hosting responsibility serious. He takes his real job. He takes eating over hosting podcast. But the Turkey Maniacs have 0. The Brutal Brits, who has his own Facebook page and also writes for Kocosports.net, has 0 points. And But Dana has 0 points. So there you go. We will try to do this weekly, but I don't know if we'll be successful.
We'll just shoot for the best, right?
Yep. And hopefully next week, hopefully the Fighting Kangaroos surpass. My team goal is obviously I'd like to win the championship again, but I don't know. I don't know if I could repeat the magic of last year's mighty Fighting Kangaroos, but
they did have quite a story. So
I did, and I don't know, but my whole thing is I really want to beat the Dies Kingdom because he's the Boston Red Sox, I'm the New York Yankees, and the rivalry, and then I really need to beat the Screaming Antelopes because that was my 2014 goal. I just overshot.
You're making rivals all over the place, aren't you?
Exactly. Now the damn Golden Turtles from expansion team to first place. Congratulations. Maybe you have to hate your team to win. It's a good thing because I really hate Ryback.
You got to give him some tough love, right? Just put him down and just you got to go in there and do it.
Exactly. All right. For those that listen this far, please like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, this isn't really for the masses, but we have a community. This was more for the community show. We did a Wrestle Kingdom review, Wrestle Kingdom 9. We also did a Raw review, and we're gonna do a main event review in a couple hours. So please like, comment, subscribe, and if you want, you can try for an expansion team. Just say I want an expansion team. All right. Oh, we got some YouTube comments. Boop, boop, boop.
Nice.
Hi. Even if I was questioning the keeper rule, it wasn't that serious, and hope it didn't bring you guys down. You son of a bitch! I cried all night. Stairway to Zeppelin. All right, hold on. I can't read the whole comments. Boop, 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 boop. Ooh, we got a one up. All right.
Oh, nice.
Why it's like a video game. What up? Thumbs up. All right. Hi, even though I was questioning the keeper, this is from Stairway to Zeppelin. First place, Stairway to Zeppelin. One of the original YouTube commenters, the tag team, original YouTube commenters, him and Ewok. Hall of Famer, first class Hall of Famer. This is what he has to say. Hi, even if I was questioning the keeper rules. You said that this was rigged. Wait, the Dungeon Master does not want to hear such things. It wasn't that serious, and I hope it didn't bring you guys down. I cried. These reports are great. Good to see you both. I appreciate it, Stairway.
Thank you,
Mr.
Stairway.
The King says, eventually Bray Wyatt will get me points. Eventually. All right, so Mr. The King. Andy Papp said, hey, Forsaken, add me on Facebook. Whoa. Forsaken hasn't even added me on Facebook. Forsaken, do you even have a Facebook?
I have no Facebook.
Dude, you know what? I love when I first because my friend I'm co-writing with a guy named Ray, and my friend Ray, he doesn't have a Facebook, and like when I first heard that, it shocked me. I was like, holy shit, you don't have a Facebook? What the fuck do you waste your time on? And he's like, well, I write books. I'm like, wow, what a weird fucking person doing his fucking job. But no, I used to be like in shock. I used to be like, wow, you don't have Facebook? Like that was always my response. But now when I hear someone doesn't have Facebook, I'm like, that must be awesome. That must be awesome. Because like I use Facebook, but I use Facebook the same way a recovering alcoholic uses Jim Beam. Like you hate the fact that you're using it. You know what I mean? You're like, oh god. But no, it must be great because I mean, you don't know which one of your friends are racist. You don't know which one of your friends are crazy. You don't it's got to be great. Facebook is like knowing what everyone thinks and then realizing people you love are fucking assholes.
It's definitely drama free. I mean, tell you that. I have
because I go down my timeline and I just read shit and I'm just like, am I the smartest man alive, or is everyone on Facebook fucking retarded? And then the more you read, you're like, am I wrong? Am I fucking the one in the wrong? Man, not having Facebook is awesome. But Andy Paps, Forsaken doesn't have a Facebook. Either that or he's lying and he's full of shit. He's like, I keep my Dungeon Master life separate from my real life.
No, if I did, I sure as hell would have. I would have gotten all of y'all.
Like, how does it happen? Like, I'm just like I see someone not having Facebook is like, oh yeah, I've done coke for 6 years and I quit cold turkey. Like, I'm just shocked. Like, what? How do you? I mean, is it just something you were never interested in? No one talked you into it?
No, people talk to me about it. For me, it was like I never found it interest. It's like, what do I post about? What do I say? It's like I really don't have, I don't want to broadcast it to the world. Like, hey, look at me, but I just keep to myself, pretty much.
Yeah. Stairway to Zeppelin has a question, and I don't know. This has been kind of debated before, so I'm gonna let the Dungeon Master decide this. Dungeon Master, this is on you. All right, you're gonna make the official decision right now.
Okay.
It's from Stairway to Zeppelin, first place. Hi, can the internet title be lost by DQ or count out? Question mark. And then he gives what he thinks. I think if you get counted out or DQ'd and lost, you should lose the title. I don't know. What do you say? Because I think the reason we made the internet title is because we didn't want non-titles and fuck finishes. But, so like if it's a non-title, we know for a fact if it's a non-title match and your guy loses, you still lose the internet title.
Right.
But what about countouts and DQs? Do you think that should count as a loss too? Right now, he's in control of the internet champ, and he's for that. I'm kind of leaning towards Zeppelin, but I'm going to let you, because you're the one keeping track of all this, I'm going to let the Dungeon Master decide. Dungeon Master, what's your final verdict?
Okay, well, I mean, the way we kept track of it last year was just by pinfall submission, like a regular title. So, um, I'm up for whatever. I would. I mean, for me personally, me speaking personally, I would keep it as a pinfall submission, title change kind of thing. But that's just me. That's my opinion.
All right. Should we let people vote on it? Because as of right now, it's pinfall and submission, right? Because
Right.
back in the magazine days, you could even lose it in a tag team match, but then that got really confusing. So
Yeah,
we
that
took
is
that
true.
rule out. All right, so
I would say if they want to vote on it, let's vote on it.
as of right now, the official ruling is you have to be pinned or submitted in a one-on-one match. But we will consider countouts and DQ, and we'll have a vote on it. So hopefully, people that are in the league have listened this long. Oh, and now we're being invaded by Baby Macaroni. Say hello.
Hey.
All right, I think that's it. I don't know how long or short these shows are going to be. We'll just do weekly recaps and talk shit about fantasy wrestling. Congratulations, Stairway to Zeppelin, on being number one. Thank you, Forsaken. Forsaken, you got the spotlight. Is there anything you'd like to say before we wrap this bad boy up?
Just go to Kocosports.net and thank you, Internet Infantry, my fellow brothers in arms. Let's keep on it from the rest of this year.
All right, and thank you again for being the Dungeon Master. I don't know if that's the official title, but I think now, thanks to Kocosports 2015 Fantasy Wrestling Game Report 1, it's officially the title you earned.
Thank you.
So when you go to work tomorrow, because you have a lady friend, we won't go into too much details. Are you gonna brag that you're the Dungeon Master? Like, are you gonna talk to her tonight? Be like, yo, do you know? Not only do I run the fantasy wrestling game on Kocosports.net and talk about it on YouTube, I'm also the Dungeon Master. And she's like, oh, take me now.
She's probably gonna know.
Going down?
She's probably gonna know where that name comes from and what does it mean and why do you have it.
All right, so please check out. So she's not taking off her clothes saying "take me now" is what you're saying?
Not yet. Yeah.
Well, maybe you haven't told her. I think if you tell her you're the Dungeon Master, that just solves the problem. All right, we're getting too personal now. Check out Kocosports.net, like, comment, and subscribe. And now we have 876 people in my studio apartment. Thank you, Colt Cabana, for such a great joke. All right, like, comment, subscribe. Kocosports.net. Thank you, Dungeon Master. And with that, I am over.
Goodbye.